liquidity. Equal high liquidity and equal low liquidity. Equal high liquidity is found on the top, equal low liquidity is at the bottom. Now the equal high liquidity takes place when you have two equal highs in different time sessions or different time frames, and it could be the same time frame, but they are kind of separated because of the reversal of the price. So the highest reversal points at the top of the price is known as a swing high. So the swing high definitely is what is at this point here. Yeah, so this is the first swing high, then this is another swing high. Okay, that's why we can term this simply as equal high liquidity. Okay, now you can use this as a base or as a basis for one of your tools when you're trading, because liquidity is one of the smart money way to make money in the trading market. Now, knowing that gold is very volatile, right? And this is the highest peak of points, the first highest peak of price that we got as at 11 February 2025, okay? And it's made a downfall from 11 February 2025 to the swing low at this point. And the swing low at this point is at the next day, which is 12 February 2025. Now, what you need to know is that this fall is a result of the liquidity sweep. What do you understand? What do you mean by what do I mean by liquidity sweep? The liquidity sweep is definitely the catching of the stop losses in the market. Now, let me explain it better. From this swing low here down to this point, you could see that there are countless of orders that have taken place in this point, right? So we have so many orders that have taken place in this point. The injection of prices up to the current price here, okay, when the price was at 2942 on this day, which is 11 February 2025. Now, that is the peak of the price in a 1 hour time frame. Now, drawing it back, we see that there is no any other prices where the current price is touching, right? So we could verbally say that this point is the highest peak of price reversal. So that's our first equal high, or our first high, which is the swing high. Now the swing high creating so many multiple lows, right? The lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Although it's an hour candle, but at least you can still say like it's like lower low, lower high, right? So this is what I mean by lower low, lower high. So we have the return or reversal of prices down to this point. Okay, now from the peak of all the stop losses, right from this point here to the top of the first high that I mentioned, all these have been swept off by this liquidity here. So the liquidity was swept. This is a pure liquidity swept. Okay, from here down here is a pure liquidity sweep. Okay, so moving forward now to the next phase of the explanation that I'm giving. Okay, this is the first part, this is the second part. My second part now, the price skyrocket again from after picking up the stop losses. Remember, the stop losses hunting, the liquidity sweep, they are all part of the liquidity trading. So from this point up to this peak of price here, it didn't get to the last high, remember, 942 points. So to this peak here. So this particular timing from here to this point is as a result of the opening of the New York session, okay, which is from Wednesday 12th February 2025 1 p.m. up to Friday, although there are still some other openings like the Asian and London in between. but the New York took over all the prices and distributed all the prices to the participants. And with these now, you can equally say that I have got the first high here. Now, if you're using the liquidity trade, you have the second high here, right? Which is the first peak of price, right? This is a new high, is a new high time price that the price I've never gotten to for a long time now. And another high showing that it's retesting the same highs. Okay, the retesting of the same highs can equally mean that there is going to be a fall, okay, in a larger time frame or in a smaller time frame. Now, after testing another high, right, then we have a fall of more than 50 pips from this point to this point. Okay, this is pure liquidity sweep. And if it's at the bottom, you can have liquidity at the bottom here, which is going to be like the equal low liquidity. Instead of putting this here, you can put it here, turn the arrow like this, put it here, the arrow like this. Okay, and this is just going to be like, okay, now upswing, downswing, upswing, downswing. Okay, so that is just basically about the liquidity sweep and how to identify the liquidity, especially the equal highs, because this is the equal high scenario. Thank you so much.